This is my dev unit from my office. I just pushed it in last night and set it up. And I'm with Surface for almost 5 years. I joined in November 1st, 2003, and with Microsoft for almost 10 years.
5 years.
Yeah. Yeah, when I joined Surface was an incubation team. Like as Kevin said, I joined before Kevin with a few months, and like a handful of people tried to make out, what this product is going to be. And we started with that IKEA table you guys saw in the morning.
Love the IKEA table.
You won't believe it, but we had games we played around it, and we played board games separately, and then we had all kind of application there. It was some really, really good times. So, before I became the fundamentals lead, I was the SDK test lead. And like one of the things which I always try to do is, what excites me about the product is the potential, and what I try to do is really to push the limits, right? To go in uncharted territory. And one of the things which I have, one of the problems where I was thinking, how could Surface help me with this, right? Is I take a lot of photos. Wherever I go, I like to do a lot of vacations, but then I end up with 10 gigs of photos, and when I try to find them through my file system, like my daughter's photos 3 years ago, or my 2 years ago pictures from Hawaii, it's always hard, right? It's kind of difficult. So what I'm doing here, this is an application which I'm writing, so it might crash, it might not perform very well. This is like a kind of like in development. Always is going to be in development because I'm just putting ideas. I'm doing a lot of like system integration, talk to developers, see what they are doing. It is something cool, we can integrate in our app. And in the end, what really does influence a lot of other people who sees it. So this is what you see here is basically virtual Earth. And then on top of that, there are GPS tagged photos. And like for example, I would like to see my pictures from Whistlers from last year. So I draw a square around them, and then it's zooming in, right? And now here's the cool thing, right? Like if I'm zooming in, I can see exactly the pictures and the places where I snowboard or my daughter skied.
Oh, look at that.
Right? So I see this is. So I select the pictures with the circle gesture, and then you can see my daughter here going down the slopes.
And they're on location where the picture was taken.
Exactly.
To the
exactly.
meter, probably.
Yes. Awesome. So yes. Please. Now, and I also can do a lot of other things, right? So I can basically find all my pictures. I know where they are. I know what to do. And then there's also another situation where I have a lot of pictures which are not tagged, or for example, I have pictures which I'm doing. This is a question mark, and then additional UI pops up.
Cool.
And then here are, for example, pictures which I stitch together, right? And they are not really, they don't have the GPS location on them yet. But then you can see they were done in this area, and I remember exactly where this panoramic picture was taken. So I'm just gonna put it in here, try to push it down to the surface. And at that point, it's tagged and it's moving, and then, if I want to select it, it's showing up.
Okay.
So I can take collection of pictures which I took a while back, put them together, and then just put them in the right location, and from there on it's easy to find. One other thing which I would like to show you guys is, it's like another feature which I was working on basically finding the pictures, which is, let me zoom in and let's go to a warmer place. If you guys have time, I can show you some of the hikes I took, and you can see exactly how on the hiking trail. It's amazing. It's really cool. So this is Hawaii, right? And you can see there's a lot of pictures. I like Hawaii. My family likes Hawaii, so we go there quite often. So we go there quite often, especially on the Big Island, but also on Oahu. But these are like the pictures took like in the last X years, So I need to filter out. This is a lot of pictures here. So what I do is I do the traditional UI. These are sliders which represent day, month, year. So for example, I can find exactly the pictures of my daughter on her birthday I took in this year. So now if I'm sliding down the year slider, you see 2001, there was no pictures. 2003, we've been on Oahu. 2005 on Big Island, 2006, 2007, and when I'm done, you know, it's like I want to see basically last year's picture.
So basically, it's a touch control filter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not anymore, and you see, it's not. I'm not introducing dates and try to do all kind of. So this is like the hotel we've been around, and see some pictures from that area.
Wow.
So this is pretty much it. What I really try to do here is like, you know, put together different ideas, different technologies. We had a developer who did this small gesture recognition engine. And then, you know, we have some controls the in-canvas, in-work. So I put them together. I try to come up with a way, you know, to tag my photos, then also how to use Surface to tag photos which were not tagged before. And then, you know, we came with this application. As I said, it's in continuous development, but like it's pretty cool. Like I showed it to a lot of people and kind of, you know, makes them think differently about stuff.
I want to see that be released.
Oh,
As a-
man.
Just a general
Really?
power toy, you know, for tablet or whoever, you know.
My idea here was, you know, it's like the potential is really great. Like think about if, you know, hooking this up to services and we can have like a photopedia, right? I want to travel to Paris. I can take a look and see how did Paris look like last Thursday at 6 o'clock if somebody in the world took a picture of that, right?
Especially with all the phones being tagged with, having
Yes,
GPS,
exactly.
and it's all, you can
It's
tag
like
all
the
your
content
photos
is
now.
almost unlimited. You can have like a photopedia of.
Well, we've got so much.
dimensions.
We've got so much metadata, and it's
Yeah.
there, and but there's no
It's not
real way
being
to like
used.
use it really. And I
This
mean,
is perfect.
even geotagging, which I think is cool, but I've always been like, geotagging, but where are you gonna? What are you really gonna use it for? But then
Exactly.
something like this makes
It's a long.
makes geotagging amazing.
I've got like 3,000 pictures from my last year's Hawaii trip, so
Yeah,
this
this
is
is the
totally
third
relate
time.
with you.
Nice.
So, and you know, it's like also like a lot of you guys have professional cameras here. Like, you know, if I want to buy a camera, just I want to see pictures in the desert or in sun or at night with this camera, with these settings, because all the data is available in the,
Yeah, seriously.
in the JPEG file. So do you guys have any other questions?
Okay.
There you go.